What's going on, everyone? Only Sports back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be doing another potential Toronto Raptors free agent target. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about former Toronto Raptors Serge Ibaka, who I think would be a solid fit for the Toronto Raptors. But before we get into it, tonight is the NBA draft, so expect me to have a video on who the Raptors select at 33 overall, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be an exciting night, and I'm looking forward to it as a fan. But let's get into things with Serge Ibaka, who is 32 years of age, set to be 33 by the start of the NBA season. He's been terrific over the course of his NBA career, 903 games, and he spent a lot of time with the Toronto Raptors, of course, winning the NBA title with them before leaving after the bubble season and heading to the Clippers, where he was later traded after a full season and then an extra half season, and then he went to the Bucks and obviously played for some good teams, all contenders, and you would imagine at this point in his career he'll take a little bit of a cheaper salary and try and compete for an NBA title, and I think Toronto would be a good fit for both sides. You take a look at what Serge Ibaka has done over his career. He could shoot the three. He can do everything. He plays hard defense. Obviously, you don't need an introduction for him from the Toronto Raptors, and the Toronto Raptors certainly know what he brings, and if both sides want to make this happen, it's ultimately going to happen. I think Serge Ibaka is a realistic possibility for the Raptors, being that they need a center, and Ibaka brings some good center play. He can really move around, and I think would be solid for the Toronto Raptors. But what would a deal look like? I would think it'll be probably a one-year deal at this point in Ibaka's career. One-year deal probably around $4 or $5 million. Maybe they get him on a 2-year or 3-year deal at 10 to 15 million, depending on how many years. But I think around $5 million a year is the target for Ibaka. I think if you're the Raptors, I think you can certainly sign him to a 3-year deal, and that second and third year is a team option depending on how he plays. But I would imagine Ibaka is going to be a $5 million player for sure for the next few years. So I don't think there's any concern there. But I think Ibaka can be very important to the Toronto Raptors in developing these young players and just really helping them out. I think he's been really good. And you even take a look at his numbers, in total from both the Clippers and the Bucks this past season. He played in 54 games. He started 12 of them, and averaging 16 minutes a game, he put up 7 points per game, along with 4.6 rebounds a game. So he brings grit. He brings the inside play that the Raptors have been really missing. So I think this would be a solid option for the Toronto Raptors and ultimately a cheaper option. And he would provide some good bench play. He can come off the bench and be really good, and really help out with Precious Achiuwa's development. The reason that Toronto Raptor fans should have some feeling that Ibaka wants to or would have interest in coming back to the Raptors, take a look at what happened earlier in September on Instagram Live. Someone asked him about potentially coming back to the Raptors, and he went on to say, "Never say never," with a little grin on his face, and then he added, "Definitely things I miss about Toronto." So I think it's a possibility. I really do. I think Ibaka could make a lot of sense because the Raptors know how to use him already. It would be no risk in bringing in Ibaka. You know what he's going to do. He's not going to just throw up shots and miss everything. He's going to make shots, and if he does not make shots, he can do so many other things that makes him a valuable piece. His defensive play does not go away. He blocks a lot of shots. He gets some steals. He's a solid player inside, and he has some good passing abilities for a center. He really does. So it's very interesting. Another thing that's interesting is what Nick Nurse said back in December about Serge Ibaka. When Serge got going and was kind of in his A-game element, man, we hardly ever lost. And that was talking about him when the Raptors actually played the Clippers and played Ibaka. So there's obviously going to be mutual interest there. And it's going to be interesting to see if the two sides can, find an agreement, or we'll see what happens. But Ibaka has definitely, over the course of time, expressed some interest in coming back. He's talked highly about his former teammates and current Toronto Raptors. So I think it's definitely a possibility. But you guys let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Do you think this is a possibility? Do you think this will happen? I think it's a possibility. I'm not going to predict anything as usual, but let's see what ends up happening. It's going to be an exciting offseason, and you guys let me know all that good stuff down below in the comment section. As always, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We'll see you guys all in the next video, and as always, let's go Raptors.